Welcome to Pepe Suarez Xtra on YouTube. Thanks for always watching us. We are grateful that you continue to watch us. Kindly subscribe to our channel if you have not. Then, when you subscribe, you can click on the notification bell so that anytime we go live, we premiere a video, or we post a new video, you'll be amongst the very first people to get the alert to watch the video. Thank you so much. Kindly subscribe to the channel. It is very important that you subscribe and become a member of the Pepe Suarez Media. This is Pepe Suarez Extra channel. Thank you. So the Blackstars of Ghana are in London, the United Kingdom, and they'll be taking on Nigeria. But of course, the Blackstars call-up or squad has been affected by the pull-out of major players from this particular competition. We'll take a look at the players who are not in there, the reasons assigned by the GFA, and then the personal reasons that we have also uncovered as to why most of these players did not make it to the tournament. So we'll go into the reasons given by the FA. The fact that players who played yesterday, the GFA is reporting that they are injured. We'll go into that. We'll speak about that. So yes, that is what we are looking at. That national team call-ups is always a pride for players elsewhere. When some players are not invited, they go to the extent of crying and even to accuse coaches that the coaches may have personal or individual problems with them as to the reason they are not invited. But here, I think some of the players feel that the national team call-up is their bona fide. Lawyers will tell you they are bona fide. They think they are bona fide property. And so whether they come for such games or not, when it is that we are playing competitive games, they will be there. The next competitive fixtures for the Black Stars will be the World Cup qualifiers. They are qualifiers for the 2026 FIFA World Cup. In September, I think we'll play 2 games. In the next month, October, we'll play 2 games. And so there are 4 games to be played in September and October. And the Black Stars will be in action, 2 home games, 2 away games. These games are to prepare the team for that particular fixture. But of course, some of the players who pulled out, or almost all the players who pulled out, they know very well that in September, when a call-up is made for players to assemble to play the rest of the FIFA World Cup qualifiers, unless they are injured, unless something fundamentally different happens, they know they will be there. So sometimes it is the reason most of these players do turn down the call-ups at such moments. So let's look at how the Ghana Football Association categorized these players. So they came in with injuries and then they labeled one minor injuries. According to the GFA, Abdul Manaf Nuruddin, the goalkeeper, is injured. At the moment, the defender is injured. Tariq Lamte is injured. Alidu Seidu is injured. Ernest Nyama injured. Daniel Koficha injured. Abdul Fattah Isaku injured. Inake Williams injured. Joseph Lukwalakot injured. And Patrick Pfeiffer injured. So these are the players the technical team labels as players on injury list, or the GFA. Then Mohamed Kudus, Antoine Semenyo, Elisha Usu, Ranford, Kenneth Doffa, they are said to be on minor injury. Minor injury. I'll come and explain. Then for a player like Thomas Partey, no explanation was given as far as the release by the FA is concerned. But the Ghana Football Association's communications director, Henry Asante Chum, has been speaking and will bring you what he said pertaining to this particular, or to the Thomas Partey issue. He spoke about that. So let's go through it. 23 players were invited. 5 players got their debut call-up to the Black Stars. It is the first time they've been invited to the Black Stars. Now, surprisingly, the local players who are in there are not part of the players enjoying their first ever call-up, their maiden call-up to the senior national team. Kamaldeen has been there, in and out. Razak Simpson has been there. Then Hatzefolk's goalkeeper Benjamin Asare has been there. Kwame Puku of Asante Kotoko has already had his debut for the Blackstars. So the local players in there are not, they are not having their debut call-up or their maiden call-up, but it is foreign players like Gaddafi, Muhammad Gaddafi, and some other players who are having their maiden call-up. So this is what the GFA is reporting. Of course, for Ali Seidu, he's injured, we all know. For Ernest Nyama, long-term injury, I think it's an anterior cruciate ligament injury ACL. We need to pray for him. For Daniel Kofiche, we have to continuously pray for Daniel Kofiche because his issue beats imagination. If it were to be a player injured in Ghana and being treated in Ghana, maybe we would have been told that we don't have enough or quality medical equipment to treat him. But there, he's been injured for that long and that length of a time, and it is quite surprising. So if you go to Athletic Club de Bilbao, a check from their lineup. Remember, they played FC Barcelona on Sunday in the Spanish La Liga, the last game of the Spanish La Liga. So you want to check and find out if for players who were missing and players who were reported as injured, if he was one of those players. A check, Inaki Williams is not reported as an injured player. In fact, Inaki Williams came into the game. I think that he came into the game and played in a game. Yes, he was used from the bench. He was used from the bench. Inaki actually played from the bench. And so it is quite surprising. Let me check. Inaki, yes, he came on in the 80th minute and substituted his own brother, Nico Williams. So he played in the game. But the GFA reports that he's injured. Quite shocking and surprising. For me, if you have followed my submissions on the Blackstars, I had already reported that Inaki will not be making the call up. And it is not because he's injured. They report about Tariq, and Tariq, I had already told you that Tariq was also injured because the last two games that his club side Brighton had played prior to this call up, I had not seen him in there. And so I said he's injured. Abdul Mumin obviously injured. Alidu Fatau Isaku is now gradually coming back after his ACL injury that he picked on national team duty. So clearly, you look at that list, and those players are said to be injured. What many Ghanaians are finding it difficult to believe, what many Ghanaians are finding it very difficult to accept, is the minor injuries reported by the FA. So Kudus Mohammed came off the bench and scored for West Ham in their last league game. He came off the bench and scored, but he's been labeled here as injured. Antoine Salam Semenyo scored 2 goals for Bournemouth when they met Leicester City over the weekend. So Semenyo scored all the 2 goals for Bournemouth. And here, Antoine is labeled as injured, minor injury. Elisha, he got injured, he's back, he's been playing, he's been labeled as injured. Ranford Yabwa Kenneth Joffa, another player who has had a fantastic season for his club side, is also labeled here as minor injury. This is what we can see. Antoine Salam Semenyo yesterday did not pull out with any injury in the game. Again, confirmation and matter of emphasis is always important. So Antoine Semenyo yesterday in the game, I think he lasted the entire duration of the game. Antoine played from minute 1 to minute 90. He was not substituted in the game. If you are looking for players who came off the bench for the home team, Bournemouth, I think that they took off Jobinson, Dean Hewson, Scott. So Ivan Nelson came in, Sola for Tavernier, Winterburn for Clivett. These are the players who came from the bench to replace them. So clearly, you are able to see that those players are the players who came off the bench. Antoine Salam Semenyo played 90 minutes. He was not substituted. But eventually, we are being told that he's injured, and it is the reason he's out. For me, I've said it. The Ghana Football Association, I'm sure did not do their consultations well. It is the reason most of our senior players, look at Thomas Partey. The explanation is that he has played a lot of games and so wanted to give me a rest and all of that. Look at the Nigerian players. They played a lot of games, but almost every top Nigerian player finds himself in this particular Unity Cup trophy or Unity Cup games that will be played. I think that we did not do our job well. And for Kudus and the rest, it's about holiday. Yes, you don't blame them. Don't blame them. I'm not blaming them. They have planned their vacation, they planned their season, end of season, and I think the Ghana Football Association is the institution I will blame. That just maybe they did not do their consultation very well, and the players decided to rather go for their holidays instead of coming to play in this particular tournament. We'll continue to give you all the updates from London, where our men are on the ground, and we'll get all the videos, all the exclusives for you on the match day. Trust this channel that will give you a lot on the match day. Thank you so much. God bless.